Hey y'all, how you doing? Little technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on here. We're interviewing Mr. Easy today, y'all. Let me see. Canada in the building. Hey, Jamrock Publishing. How y'all doing? Interviewing Mr. Easy today. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. Let's see if we can get him to join now. It went down.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what.
Did we get the baby?
I called.
Oh, it's okay.
Kaya,
Did we get the baby?
Going straight to voicemail. I don't know if she's recording. Man. Did you?
Oh, she might. Well, she's dope. I'm glad you could come in here. You guys gotta check out Mr. Easy's new song, High Grade. I mean, you went home to do this.
Yeah.
You went home to do this. You went back to New York for this one.
Decided to let's do something different. Yes, I just decided to do something that's different out of the ordinary, and bring it back to that vibe where, you know how we used to mix the hip hop with the dancehall, but keep it organic and keep it authentic. Still keep it the authentic vibe, where we trade, and what I did, and
totally are.
Because I actually recorded, because we did this for Jerry Wonder. Jerry Wonder, for who don't know Jerry Wonder, produced Maria for Santana. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Maria. Most of the Fugees work, that's him. He actually is part of the Fugees. He's Wyclef cousin. Yeah, that's Jerry Wonder.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So y'all got a little bit of.
And most of Lauryn Hill
went down in there.
Him, yeah.
Oh, you're definitely on the big screen, but you've always been. For you to be a veteran and to stay in the top 10.
I've been blessed to really create, I've actually reinvented myself, with the time. That's with the movement of time. You have to be able to last in this business. I mean, I can't sound exactly like I sound in the 90s. No, I still sound the same.
Oh, you do to me.
But as far as
yeah,
style, as far as doing new styles, you know what I'm saying? Still have the same Sing J vibe, but the topic have to be as far as what's going on now, because I actually did this because we see the movement of marijuana, what's happening with marijuana around the world, and so what I decided, I decided to tap into. You have to tap into conversations that people are listening to now. So I said, let me tap into this now, because there was a producer and a promoter. He used to do a show in Jamaica. It's called Sashi. He's the producer of this record as well. His name is Jerry. And yeah.
Oh my God! Like, you're still doing big things. You're trending. Yes. You're keeping up with the trend.
He actually did some time and came home, and he said to me, "Boy, Easy." And I've been blessed around him, because Drive Me Crazy, he came and approached me to do that record as well many years ago, and now he came back in my life again, and he came around and he told me to come up to the studio, Platinum Studios in Manhattan. I went up there, and they told me, listen, I want to play you. They want to play me some tracks, and this is the first track they played. And so they told me, we want you to go home, and I said, nah, I want to do it right now. So
I can do it now.
They put on a beat, and everything that flowed. I didn't pick up a pen, a paper, nothing. I just went around and just started doing it. Yes.
That's how you know this is your
and
calling. Like, you're blessed to be able to do.
But I had an idea of knowing that I didn't want to do 2 verses. I knew to give it a different vibe, where and give it a dip, bring it back to that type of style where you had the hip hop and the dancehall culture mix. And I was thinking, who should I? And everything, as you say, is just the blessings, you know. I was, you see, the same place where I'm sitting right now. I was sitting here going to my phone, and I just saw something from Funkmaster Flex. I just saw
he was like, what?
I just saw Flex.
He's still trending too.
With this young lady as a guest up at the studio. And she was doing a freestyle, was going in and going in. And I'm like, who?
Just go.
And I'm like, who is this girl?
She's rocking.
I would like people to go even go and check out that Kaya Baby freestyle with Funkmaster Flex. It was 4 years ago, but
I am gonna go check it out.
I was watching her the whole time, and she was just going and going for a couple of minutes. And she was telling Flex, I see a lot of people come up here that ain't even supposed to be up here. And I'm like, that girl, that bud. So I was like, I need to find this girl. But I remember she mentioned that she was from Queens. So, yeah.
That's the building. You know, that's where the dog babies
I said, you know, I need to try to link somebody in Queens that's in the street that know what's going on in the streets and who's who. So there's a young youth named DJ Drew. That's who plays for me on the road. So I said, let me call. And he plays in a lot of the clubs in Queens as well. So I linked him and I said, yo, I see this girl, man, on Funkmaster Flex. Her name is Kaya Baby. He said, so I asked him, you know that girl? So he said, Easy, you know that girl is your homeboy DJ for her. I was like, what? So I was like, which homeboy? So he said, there's a DJ by the name of G Money. Yeah, G Money. He does.
I've heard of that.
G Money, and he does a lot of podcasts with Flip. You know Flip, the comedian. Him and Flip, they work together. So yeah. So G Money,
I've heard of him.
He's big in the area. So I called G, and I said, G, Kaya Baby. He said, Easy, yeah, that's my. I go on the road with her. I was like, wow. So I realized the universe is really working. Everything is just being aligned, you know. So, yeah. So I said to him, I said, you know, I have this song that I did a verse for, and I'd like to. Is there any way you think you get in touch with her and see if she'll like to be a part of this movement? So he said, send me the record, send me the, you know. So I actually just sent him the record with my part done. So I just wanted to hear it, for her to hear it, and then let me know if she wanted to go on the beat. But it so happened that there's an empty spot on the beat that's lit. There was an empty spot that's left there. That's just there. And trust me, I gave it a week, and I said, let me call him and see what's going on. And I called him, but her manager was like, he was like playing, like not playing, but like picking my brain, like, yeah, so what y'all plan to do with this record when it's done, and this and that, and then I said, you know, we plan to do some good things, you know, because the beat is wicked, the idea is crazy. So, yeah, so he said to me, all right, let me know what you want to do. And I realized now a couple of days later, they called me back. I was like, what y'all gonna really do? And I'm like, why is he calling me? I'm the one that's supposed to. Kaya already, when Kaya heard it, she locked at the same time, same minute. Yeah. So G Money reminded her who I was and everything, and my work and everything. But not only that, the beat is so captivating, man. The beat has a energy when you hear it. Just like what it did to me when I heard it. I was like, nah, I'm recording now. When I heard it.
That's how you gotta be though in the industry. You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna take it home and do it. They're gonna find somebody else.
You know, it's not like before. It's moving too fast, so you have to be on point. The minute you get it, and Kaya's that type of person. She's really, 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 really quick, lyrically, style.
That's good.
And she's from the same area where, you know, if you notice, you'll see that 50 Cent is endorsing her a lot right now. Yeah, 50 endorse her a lot.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
You know, that's my whole story right there.
So I asked them, so, you know, when they called me back, I said to her, I said, well, you know, did she, you know, when she's going to record this song? They said, no, she already recorded. I'm like, what? Because, you know, I'm planning to send her the beat so she could do a part. And I asked them, I said, all right, send me, let me hear what she did. And I was sitting right here when they sent it back to me, because I'm always sitting at the spot. So they sent it back to me. And when I heard it, I jumped up. I was like, yo, this wicked, you know, because the first, listen, from
I know you
the
was
first
in the house
line,
jumping
she
like,
said, when I deal with informer, bad man forward, big up back, check the armor. It's not that
yeah,
type of
yeah,
rap
yeah.
that you're hearing now, like the mumbling, the kind of, this is real.
Oh yeah,
She's a
nah. She's got
MC.
that old
As a
school
young
flow
girl,
with
she's a
her. That's
real
real.
MC. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's not a, no joke. Kaya's a
Mm-hmm.
real MC. So I was like, you know, when I heard it, I was like, boom. So I realized that I actually had to send them the beat. So now they could fly her vocals on the beat, the actual
Mm-hmm.
beat. And when they flew her vocals
Mm-hmm.
on it,
Mm-hmm.
I sent it to Jerry Wonder. And you know, Jerry got this amazing, one of the best engineers ever. He's been mixing Fuji's
Mm-hmm.
for the last 25 years. He's been there. All those big records he did.
No,
Yeah,
those are
yeah,
Grammy
he's with,
award winning.
yeah, he
Like,
has a lot of
this is
Grammys.
a big
He's mixed a lot of
deal.
big records.
Yeah.
And it was nice where I was there when they were mixing the record. And I stayed in there and I see what he was doing. I'm like, yo, you know, when you hear your baby just going, just mixing, and you're a part of it, you're in the studio, it feels so good. So and they allow me to have my
Yeah.
input as far as sounds, like what, you know, ideas. So if you listen to even
That's nice.
the way the record started, like hi, I told them to do that, and they were open to a lot of different things. So when the record was done, it was crazy, and Kaya was so happy. And the video is the first I've ever done a video with someone that everything just ran smooth.
Yeah, you know, the video looks very realistic, guys. If you haven't heard it, it's called High Grade. It's really realistic. It brings you back like that homies
Yes,
type of
yes,
vibe, like we on the
yes, yes,
corner
yes, yes.
doing it. Like,
And the
yeah.
way how
Mm,
the
mm,
way how the way how the guy the producer, the way he did it,
mm-hmm.
his ideas is crazy. Where you see all the flashing lights and the way how he's doing, it was, his ideas was crazy. He went and actually we bought everything just to make the video successful as far as the way it looks and the way it's, you know, how people see it. And when he heard the record, he said to me, somebody else was charging me
Uh-huh.
a bigger price. And he looked at me and said, Easy, I have to shoot this video.
Mm-hmm.
This song, this song has to be under my belt. So trust me, what he charged me was nothing. Just because he see the vision.
It ain't nothing.
Yes,
It's nothing for
exactly.
what it could become.
He's on that. You see the big picture of everything where potentially what can happen. And right now the vibe is on this record. Like a lot of people playing the record.
No, listen. When you go in a hip hop club and I said this last night too, you know, when you go in a hip hop
Mhm.
club and you ask them to put on some dance hall, some reggae, you, Shaggy, and Sean Paul,
Yes,
it's like
yes,
it's one
yes,
of the
yes,
draws
yes,
of those,
yes,
unless it's
yes,
a culture
yes,
mix from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So you're still a huge deal.
yes,
Like you're a real life legendary
yes.
artist that's still,
Some
and you're
new
still
music.
trending with
Yeah,
new music, and you're keeping
exactly.
up
You
with the
have to. You
times.
have
You
to
know
if
what
you
I'm
want
saying?
to. I mean, you have to be able to, as I say, reinvent yourself and be up with the time of what's going on. You know. So
Yeah, because I remember, what was it, three years
yes,
ago you
yes, yes. And then
interviewed with me
even in the
before.
pandemic, I was still putting out records. I was-
You were going in the
yeah,
pandemic. You was hitting. I was
yeah,
like, what the hell is
yeah.
Dr. Izzy
Like,
doing in the house?
and,
He's like making music. I was
yeah.
like, okay, apparently.
I was still on the plane going to Jamaica, still recording, still just taking these chances and doing what I have to do just to stay, to make sure that, because I remember a couple of people said to me, so like as a pandemic, it shouldn't make no sense. You should just chill and don't waste your this. And I said, nah, now's the time for you to go hard. So when everything opens back up, you have music ready to go and music out there. You get me? You don't want to wait, because one thing with
Yep.
music,
Mm-hmm.
what I realize is the minute you take a break, you have a problem.
I was going to ask you that too. So, like, with you as an artist, do you feel like making continuous music all the time and dropping
Yeah.
it all the time is what you
No,
should do,
man,
or should you
this
like
is not,
take a break, like
this
drop
is not like
something or like
before
drop it
quarterly where
quarterly?
you put vinyl. You could have done that with vinyl, but with the internet, you got guys that has a computer. If you, I could imagine how much records people email to you. It's overwhelming. I could
Oh
imagine. So,
man, look. No, not
okay.
really. I actually sit here and I actually
But
listen
if you
to a
go on
lot.
the
I'd be
internet,
like,
on the net, there's so much songs coming out on a daily.
so much. I'm telling you, it's not, and they're not even emailing it to
You see what
me,
I'm saying
right?
to
They're
you?
DMing it.
And so people are getting, yes,
My DM
yes,
is real,
yes,
so I try to
yes. So
answer
it's
people
coming at
back as
you
much as
in
I
different
can.
different ways. So now the minute you leave that little loophole, somebody slide in there.
You see, and I was very fortunate because I took the pandemic hit me wickedly last
Yes.
year. I had death after death after death, and
Wow.
I took a break, like I couldn't do it. And then, one of the PRs, you artists, you have your PRs
Yeah.
reach out to me, and they're like, Telly, I need you to get back on the air, baby. You need to start interviewing again. We got some stuff going. And it's been like
Yeah.
I'm interviewing like daily.
Big
It's
up,
like coming at me. You
big
know what
up
I'm
Claire
saying?
Lindsay. Yeah.
Flair
That-
is my boo. Yes, Flair. Flair keeps on. I can shoot Flair. I said, Flair, you know what time it is. I get these
Yeah.
music for Mr. Easy. I see him getting busy, busy, busy. I said, he's one of my favorites. I'm one of his groupies. I said, I gotta interview Mr. Easy
And
again, please.
it's good when you do interviews. At least have new material and good material. You know.
It does, because every 6 months I try to interview you and you've always got something else popping. Like you are continuous, like you
Yes,
don't
just keep it
stop.
coming.
It's like coming.
Yeah.
How do you feel like if it doesn't go like
No,
mainstream, does that bother you?
I just
Like,
come again.
oh, they're not playing it.
Yeah.
That's it. But I'll tell you one thing, even if they don't play your new stuff, I'll tell you for sure and for a damn fact, they're
Definitely.
playing your old stuff, okay?
Definitely.
So you're definitely relevant. You know what
while
I
you're
mean?
doing that, all you have to do is just be continuous. Just be continuous. Don't get depressed and don't get beside yourself. Feel like because you're not playing your new record. Just do another record. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And that's all. How are you seeking out opportunities? Are you
No,
seeking them, or are people just coming at you?
people are
I
coming
can
at me now
imagine
like
how they
crazy.
flood you. So you're
Yes.
about
So
to start doing stage
next year
shows.
definitely is going to be nice, man. Definitely.
I can't wait. I hope you come up here. I swear for God. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been waiting for you to come up here for a minute.
Definitely.
I said, y'all gotta get Mr. Easy. Y'all are sleeping on my boy. Y'all gotta get him up here.
Yeah.
Listen, somebody book him. Gucci, where you at? Come get him. Come get Mr. Easy.
Ready to go.
I'm telling
So
you,
we have
pack
a lot.
house.
Yes, we have people that's been linking us from Germany as well, to the Europe festivals next year and stuff. So we have things on the table. And to be honest with you, this record is really getting hotter and hotter as the days go by. Where new DJs picking it up and playing it.
Well, it's on the FM dial, and
Yes,
they're playing
definitely,
it on the
definitely.
digital. You see, you have a huge advantage
Yes.
because you
So
are
it made
already
it
a
easy
bus
because
artist.
the momentum that this record has, I'm like, wow, within two months it's just having a great vibe, like, and then yes, yes,
Oh, the
but
rise
it's all
is
about
up.
good music.
That too. Do you feel like networking with certain types of
So because
people helps you in a lot of
what I do
circles
it
as well?
the original way. I go on the streets a lot.
I was just about to ask you.
I don't just do the online. I do a lot of in the streets. I go where Bobby Condos is playing. You know, I yeah, I go.
I stalk him too.
Respect, big them up, Bobby Reed.
Yeah, I do. Big up Bobby
Where,
Condas. I just be walking up to him.
when
He be like,
Nori's
"What's
playing, I
poppin'?"
go
Like, hey.
Kevin Crown. I go look for these guys myself. I make the phone and I go check him in the physical.
No, and I know they love it to see you because you have such a huge advantage. And I know Miss Kaya
Yeah,
Baby is probably
and
feeling like, God, I'm more
think
than
about Kaya.
honored. to work with
Kaya's
him.
never done a project like this, and she's
Oh,
from a Jamaican
I can
family
I
as
can
well.
tell.
So she's like,
Oh, okay.
and she didn't know that she could actually do dub plates and charge for dub plates. So now it's a, it's a different world from what she's been.
Look, don't charge me, but am I still on the free standard
doing.
side? You just found out. Look, let me beg from now,
Yeah, she has
because
another
she's
record
about to blow.
that's doing real
So
good. Everybody,
seriously.
Flex is killing the other record as well.
No,
And
I hear her on the FM. I hear her because I still listen to Hot 97 a lot in my car. I do. I
which
be
is good for
listening to
our
them like
project
they stuff.
as well.
Yeah,
And I had a conversation with
it is.
DJ. I mean, DJ Enough was on the phone today. Big up DJ Enough. I haven't spoken to him in a minute, so I called him today, and I got lucky when he called me back. Enough, and them is busy. But that's why my phone ring. I said,
Busy,
DJ Enough. I was
busy.
like, he was like, my friend for years from when I had Silent Killer. He always he loved that record. Kill them in a silence, the bugger. Yeah, he loved that's favorite.
This, you guys give it. Mr. Easy, I know you gotta do an
Definitely.
acapella for us up in here. You guys, y'all know he
Yes.
still has his vocals intact. Like I asked you last time, how do you keep your
I mean,
vocals together?
nothing, no disrespect to no one or anything, but I'm in for the long haul,
Of
so I'm a person.
course.
I don't drink no alcohol. I don't smoke none at all, nothing like that. And I said, some people say, "Oh, I agree." I mean, I agree, but I make songs that make me feel good, want to hear. You know what I said?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, you
definitely.
could do a
So,
hookah. I mean,
but burn up
to
the
get the smoke popping, you know.
high grade, figure myself the pirates. Informer, tell the cops about the pounds of a drop over East New York and New Lots. Burn up the high grade, figure myself the pirates. When we reach a jam rock farmer, man, reap the crop, with a Philip up my eye top. So, so
Hey, watch
the
it, watch it,
thing that
watch it,
I'm
watch
from
it. Now,
Brooklyn,
listen,
you know,
listen,
the
Queens girl over here. I'm
punchline
that
is
Kaya baby from Queens.
from East New York to New Lots. So that's the whole vibe of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kaya baby from Queens. So in the record, there's a big Queens and Brooklyn. Big Queens and Brooklyn link up. That's what
Mm-hmm.
Kaya says. So yeah.
I love that. What made you finally start doing some collaborations again? Because I
Uh,
haven't seen you do any collabs in a minute. She got kind of
yeah. Where I did collab because as you say, I needed to do like how you'd have how you used to have the KRS One used to mix with the but I remember when you used to have a club called the Underground in Manhattan. David
mm-hmm. Yes, they
Levy
did.
used to
Yes, they
run that
did.
program, and I remember what made both music merge and being successful was I remember David used to bring Supercat to the Underground and has KRS One to the Underground on the same night, and that's when both music could merge and come together and be one because it's the same thing. You get me there? Yes.
I love
So I've
that
always had
unity.
the idea
Yeah.
to come back and do these combinations. And these artists now, they don't do that. They're not doing these strong combinations like how you have Toronto Metro, Devante, the Baby Sham, Mr. Easy, Wayne Wonder, Buju Banton. That's what crosses over. That's what
Okay,
works.
you're
Because
breaking down my knowledge.
if you really check records
Yeah.
that actually made it mainstream, they're mostly duets. So you'd have
This is
the
true.
Bonds Americans with Natch and Eddie Shine. And I said, check all of the real,
Mm-hmm.
as I said, Tonto Metro, Devante, Priest and Shabba,
Mm-hmm.
Sasha and Sean
Yep.
Paul.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Those are the big mainstream
The
ones. You're
combination,
not
so
lying.
you won't get bored so easy. Like when the singer is singing, but by the time you get bored of him, the next person jumps in.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. And they still
playing all those records
playing
are
it.
still
It's
playing.
still playing.
Definitely,
They're still
definitely.
playing. And they'll say like a 90s parties or early 2000s. But the
Exactly.
track you just did with High Grade is
And
that feel.
that's the intention. That's why when I did the record, I didn't want to do a second verse because that's the idea that I came up with. Like I was just looking for the right person to fit there, and it just happened naturally where Kaya just came into the whole.
Because you know, like in dance hall parties, they don't really play the
They do.
whole song, but in hip hop
Mm-hmm,
parties,
mm-hmm,
they do. They
mm-hmm.
play the whole song. And your song is
No,
not
it's,
overwhelming. It's not like over
yeah,
it's just a little over 2 minutes. That's it. It's not, but
it,
the main part and the
that's
base
missing
of the
out
song
of
is
music.
in the first
That
minute.
strong bass and the drum. So we in the
Mm-hmm.
club, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because if you notice the music that they're doing now keep people distracted where you'll see a person in a club and they're on their phones.
Yeah, that's how you know it's
When
getting
music
boring.
hits you, you're not supposed to be on your phone. You're
There you
naturally,
go.
your
There you
body
go.
naturally just start moving without you realizing.
Yep. It's just rocking. And that's how you do with that song too. You just be
And
listening to it, you be like,
you
hi, great.
won't pick the
It's
phone
the
up.
chorus for me. Yeah. No, no. And then, but when you start getting bored, you do. And that's where the DJs are supposed to study their crowd and be like, oh, they're bored.
I
Let me
went to a
switch it up a little bit.
party the other day. Like it's not really up. It was a stage show. It was an alkaline show. Not alkaline. It was Ragging King. You know, God bless him. He was there performing
Mm-hmm.
in his wheelchair. And, yeah,
He's been doing really
and before
good. Proud of him.
he came on stage, the DJ was just playing these records, and everybody was in their phones. And even I heard a lady say, "Oh, this is boring." You have to play music to let people sweat, because if you don't let them sweat, the promoter can't sell his liquor either.
Yeah. You ain't lying about that because you start getting thirsty and stuff. You're not lying. You really
And
throwing some game out here for them. Let us get hot, and then we're gonna start buying up all the liquor. And then we're not even thinking about water because we're getting drunk now, and we
and then
want more liquor to keep
water's
it
going to be
going.
sold out after that.
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They'll get the water later when they're about to go
exactly.
home, sober up in
Like,
the
if you're not
parking lot.
playing the music for people to enjoy themselves, it's going to be boring. We,
This is so good. So tell me, what skills have you learned like in the last, I would say, year that made you come up
what,
with this
what have I learned?
collab?
No, I've learned. No, I've learned it the
Mm-hmm.
last 5 years, by even being in Jamaica so much and see how the music has changed
Okay,
in Jamaica.
you
So
went
I
home.
actually, when
Okay.
I go to the dance halls, I realize that we need to bring the tempo back up. We need to bring
Yeah, so the
exactly.
girls can dance.
Yeah,
I'd be
we want to
bored.
bring it back up where people. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because you know we get liquor in us, we think we're the
So people
dance
can
hall
go home and
queen.
say, "I had fun tonight." You know, not go home and say.
And then you be posting online now. That
That's
was a
why a
damn
lot of
party.
people
That
go
right
to
there was a
'90s
party.
dance halls.
I do. I go to a lot of them, and
Nothing to
I
do
go to
with
a lot
age,
of
because if
Soul to
you look
Soul.
at it, right,
I'm gonna be in dances until I'm damn 70. You know I got one good knee. I'll be telling them.
reggaeton has not changed their vibe. Reggaeton is still one sound. The Murder She Wrote, boom, pakum, always
Mm-hmm.
had generate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They keep
Packed.
that one groove, so and they always dance, because I realize Spanish people are very sexual. That's why you see like even um Party Animal, that tune worked because like to they like to
Mm-hmm.
dance.
Mm-hmm.
That's why all the records
Yep.
that made it big in the Spanish market are faster, up tempo, dance, and good melodies. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
realize, sometimes most people don't even know the songs, but they know the melody. Because you'll hum the melody before you sing the lyric. Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
So,
That's
so
me all day. I'll be like, oh, I got this. Salsa
the
to the
melody
left,
is
to the
way more
right.
important than
Yeah.
even the lyric first. Because melody, and then you learn the words
Mm-hmm.
later. And you say, "Oh, that's what he was saying all the time." That's when after you heard the record 10 times, you get me.
Exactly. 50 million
Mhm.
times, you're like, oh, dang, he was
And,
talking about
and,
that. Y'all some
and, and,
freaks.
and,
Yeah.
and another way to speak, another example is that you hear a record and don't even know that's how. This is what's going on with even the Afro beats, the up tempo. You might not know what they're saying, but the melodies are catching you.
Yes,
That's how.
to do. It's true.
That,
And that's how
that's
they
how
get you.
we used to
That's
catch people
exactly
with
how
the
they
dance
get
song. You
you.
might not hear know the patois that I'm saying, but it sounds good and it feels good. Mm.
I'm telling you, once the liquor
I
hit,
mean,
all the words start coming. You be like, that's what he said. Okay. When you sit down and you listening,
the
that's how
biggest
you catch it. That's
Afrobeat
well, at
record
least that's
right
how
now.
I
It took
did.
me a while to know everything that he's saying, but that record
This
is
is
so
true.
infectious.
This
The
is true.
big record that's out now with the guy from Nigeria, Burna
Oh,
Boy.
Burner Boy.
That record.
Yeah, he's dope too.
He
He
comes with
he's
some
out there. He
catchy
outside.
melodies.
Very. And he
There you go.
also loves dance hall.
That's their first love. When they deliver, even when they sing, the way they deliver their words, it's like patois. Wizkid get over.
Yep.
Mhm.
I feel like everything
Wizkid get.
came from
Do
the
remember,
reggae
we were the
background.
one that used to go to. We are the one that always went to Africa. And at that time, you only had people like Lucky Dube and those type of artists. Reggaeton has only been. I mean, um, that genre of music is probably years old.
hmm
I
You ain't lying. You
think
ain't lying, and it's still not even. Yeah, look, somebody said '90s
mhm,
crew. You is totally
about 15 years,
correct. Yes.
very
Yeah.
little longer.
Probably
But
longer than
as
that.
far as the plateau that's on now, I would say it's probably like about last 10 years. They've been having consistent big records in the Western world. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Where would you
Say it again.
say where would you say your biggest fan base
Oh
is?
man, wow. I mean, I go to a lot of different places, and it's always in just good. But I mean, I got a big fan base in the U.S. I got in my area, of course, New York. I, when
Mhm.
I mean, if you see when I go to even South Africa, if you see how packed and how they to see people chasing you, if you go to Zimbabwe and see, it's like people just that drive me crazy record. Oh my god.
Man, listen, that's my favorite. So yeah, they that feel when you
Yeah,
get on the stage and when the beat drop, you ain't even start singing
that
yet, and the
record
whole crowd is singing
is
your
like
music.
just that record is something else, man. I mean, when that record, I didn't even know that record would. I never thought of it like, damn, this record is gonna be a classic. That every time you hear it, even now, it feels brand new, just the same.
I mean, man, listen,
Yeah,
you be dancing till you be like, ow,
sexy
okay,
record.
they
The
know
melodies are nice. The beat is wicked. It's just an all-around hit record. That
every everything you
mhm.
touch is a
Thank.
hit. What kind of artist would you classify yourself as now? Would you still say you're dance hall,
I
or
have
would
some nice
you
reggae songs that's
no?
coming out to you because I have some nice because I sing. I've been blessed to be able to do R&B, reggae, and dancehall. Yeah, and
Yeah, you
that's
have.
because that's one of the reasons. I mean, I grew up here. My mother always sent me
Mm-hmm.
home every holiday as a kid, so I never missed out. The only year that's passed that I've never been was 2020. Otherwise, from always, my mother always made sure as a kid I'm always there. So I kept the culture, and then I'm a person that came up through the Apollo, so I was listening to Danny Hathaway and I was listening to all these different people. So I've merged both of them. That's how you got you have the sound. I have the sound that I have. Um, if you notice now, a lot of artists are mimicking a lot of artists. Mr. Easy style is very hard to mimic. Yes,
Well, it's
it's
very
very
hard to keep
hard to
those
mimic. Like
vocals.
you'll have similar, like you'd say, you'd have another person that'll sound like a Luciana. You'd have another person that'll sound like Wayne Wonder. You'd have another person that sounds like a lot of different artists has the same similar sound. Yeah,
You be switching it up
I
though
switch it
on
up a
them
lot.
sometimes.
I
You
switch
can't
it up
keep
a lot.
because you'll good on the go, you know, on the girly, you know, the bubble, and then you'll get on a culture like
Go
something,
pop
and
off
then
in
you'll
a
get
ski
on a
and run gun for my sheet.
yeah.
What you a love, we are the with an award. Them a penny me, I take for myself, take for myself.
Hey, you make me feel like I'm dancing hall queen.
Yeah.
You better stop.
And
What
I
was
still
it?
come back and say, you've got to praise, praise him,
Yeah.
praise him.
They
So
they can't keep up.
I
I can't
switch
even
the
keep up with
vocals,
you.
and, you know, let's come with something different.
Listen, they can't. That's because you're busy. Yes, exactly.
Starboy,
Starboy Flex.
pick up
You
yourself.
busy.
Yeah.
Yes, he said you're busy. The development in your career.
And it
I feel
happens
like
to
you're
me a
still
lot. You
developing.
know, like I get like I'm sometimes I'm restless a lot. I get sleepless nights sometimes because ideas come to my head and I'm always jumping up just to record them. I dream
No,
melodies like I'm
yeah.
sleeping and I'll be dreaming a song. I'll be something just come and I'm like, ah man, I gotta get up again. You know?
No, that's passion. That's
Yeah,
the passion.
just
Like this is
get up in the
oh, this is
middle
what
of
you're
the
supposed to
sleep
be
and
doing.
just have to just record. Just that, so I had the phone close to me so I could just press and just record it and just go back to sleep.
No, yeah. See, at least
Yeah,
you have the phone right next
yeah.
to you where you can do that. So your development, you're still developing. Do you
No,
feel
which is
like
good
it
because
ever?
you know I realize you know I'm happy that I'm not peaking as far as development. You know, as far as naturally creating, not forcing myself to find songs
Yeah,
and melodies. It comes natural, even
it.
even now more than ever. Yeah, I'm now because I've actually learned more, and I've learned how to write better in my style, my way. You know,
Mm-hmm,
comfortable with myself and be
mm-hmm.
comfortable with what I come up with.
This is dope. This is dope. How do you feel about having a productive, knowledgeable
Yes, I have
team?
that right now. That's what I've always needed. I have Flair around me. I have there's a lady. Yes, yes.
Flair,
I have
baby.
Kendra, and they're all females. I have Empress Rose helping me. So
Is
it's like, and it works. Females around me work, man.
are they like when your team is around you? Are they like experts in like dance hall, like different genres of music, or where
They'll
they'll tell you the truth and you won't
speak the
be like,
truth.
oh
I mean, Flair telling me the truth, and you know, she have an idea. She'll let me know, and
yeah, she's
she makes
definitely
suggestions as
she's
well,
definitely
and she want to see me win. They all want to see me win.
that's
They
the best
they
part.
they
That
believe in my
here.
talent. You know, they're happy. You know, they know that I can do this, so they're supporting me fully. So I have to say big up to all these ladies. You know, because you know they're a blessing that came into my life because I'm from analog, so there's a lot of things that I am learning and a lot of things I don't know online and all that stuff, and they know it. So
Yeah,
things
yeah.
that I can't do, I'll just call it, Flair, do this. She's like, all right, cool. Give me a minute. Wait.
Oh, she's very,
I
very
feel like
helpful.
I'm
I
getting on the
swear,
nerves. You know, sometimes I'm like, yeah. But
I do. I be talking to him like, like if I text and you know, an hour, 2 hours later, she doesn't get a chance to hit
yeah,
me back. I'll start calling.
that
She'd be
got
like,
me
"Damn it,
stuck.
Telly,
Like,
what?"
and sometimes she'll give it to me like, you know, I'm here tomorrow. All right, Flair, cool.
No, but you
But,
need people. You
but you
need
know,
people.
when ideas come to my head at that moment, I'm like, yo, you know, I get like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I want to get it.
Would you say it's like a
Yeah,
24-hour,
that's me.
360?
24, and I'm always like sitting down and I start coming up with ideas. Something just hit me like boom, and it works. You know, it works like that for me.
Tell people how it is really as being a bus artist, like on the road, like, because people think it's easy. Like they think, oh, I'm gonna jump up and just start singing,
Yeah.
and like, first of all, you gotta
I
remember the
mean,
words.
it's it takes a lot.
Because you said your name is Mr.
I
Easy,
try
so
to make
that's
it
why I'm
easy.
asking.
You know, I try to make it easy because my name is Mr. Easy. I perform easy, sing easy, but to deliver, and you have to, you know, make sure that when you're on the road, you make sure you don't talk too much because your vocals you can get hoarse, and because you'll go into a different environment where, you know, you leave from New York out of the cold and go to Florida where it's hot, and just that you have to make sure so you're, you know, you're careful how you protect your neck, and you go to things.
I
Yeah, so the
about
climate
you're
change
right.
can just mess everything up, and then you go certain places people smoke cigarettes, and you know it's like just because in Europe they smoke in the club cigarettes, everything. So what like when I go to these places I'll stay outside in a vehicle until it's time to work, because you find that you'll be singing, and while you're singing the smoke is going in your throat, so you start burning. And you can't tell these people that's spending their money, no, please don't smoke. Nah, you have to do the work.
No,
That's why
you have to
that's why
get
I
up
like
there and
when it
sing your
start getting
throat out.
in the
Oh,
open air.
okay. Do you feel like performing with a DJ is better or with a
Live band
live
is
band?
definitely better, but certain places, you know, certain clubs,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
a certain amount of people, you know, you have to do like certain cities. You go small, so you have to do like the clubs, you know. So but yeah, man, I enjoy this, man. I enjoy this. I enjoy this. I enjoy. So people go out and definitely go check out the I Agree tune, new tune. Check out the video and Mr. Easy Vivo featuring Kaya Baby. I'm
This,
so sorry that I forgot was to make sure Kaya was, but I know she's probably in the studio working because her phone is going straight to voicemail.
no, that's okay. Whenever she has availability, just let me know
You
and
know,
I'll get her jumped on too. I'll get her to do an interview. I'll go through. Is she with
she's with
Flair
someone
as
else, but
well, or she's
she
with
has no
someone
problem.
else?
Her manager,
Oh, okay.
manager, real good
Dinner.
friends. You know, we've developed this relationship as friendship where they, you know, everyone is on the same page as far as winning. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
I've met someone
Mm-hmm.
like Kai in a long time who loves to work, who work hard, who go hard, has no ego. If she come to the studio, you don't see her with like a bag of people. I'm like, you come. She's always coming by herself because she wants no kind of distraction.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that. I love that, and I also love that she's a woman. She's doing it, and she's working
I
hard.
love it, man.
Like she's
I've
working
met someone
for her.
like
You
that.
know.
That
Yeah, I do.
she's quick and she learned the
That,
double
that's how
play
you
thing
got to be
so
now.
fast. I'm like, wow.
Listen. So, what advice do you have for other upcoming artists that are trying to get, like where
You know,
you
it would be
are?
nice if a lot of artists would do it like, you know, like if you have a friend who has like even a little sound system, just have a sound
Mhm.
system with a mic and develop your skill as far as performance, as far as singing over these records, singing over the tracks, learning your timing, learning your scales. Artists, what happens now is that
Mhm.
they'll just do the record and go straight to the stage shows. They don't know how to perform, and they don't know how to
I'm so
deliver their vocals, so
yeah.
they can't sound like the record. Because there's no artist
Mhm.
developments anymore like back in the day. So right now you have to develop yourself, because not because you do a record. It's very important for you to go out and perform well, because that's how the promoter is gonna call you back. And seeing as how vinyl is not selling like before, you have to perform well. You know, in order for a man to say, "Yo, me
Mhm.
love how you perform tonight. Me book you back 6 months from now," and you'll find yourself. Because if you notice, you know, if you hear that Barris is coming to town, they don't really need an advert, you know, because then because guess what? The
No,
fans know what
no.
they're gonna get.
Oh yeah.
So that's
Oh
what I'm
yeah. You're
talking
gonna get a
about.
performance.
You just want to hear that he's coming and the ticket is sold out.
Man, listen, I'm trying to tell you,
Take
sold out to where you can't even get in. You harassing people trying. I've tried to get
that
into
you
two of his
want to
shows, couldn't. It
take
was sold
your
out.
performance. Doing the record is one thing, but go out there and perform it now is the next level. Because you don't want people going and say, John, no, Sam, and I'll go back and see him now.
Urban
Yeah,
people, we don't have
people be
no
like,
manners. None.
no star.
They'll take
You want when people hear you come back to town next week, them ready for buy tickets sell off.
Man, listen, sold out
Mm-hmm.
before he even reached. This is true. You
Yeah,
too.
I'm
Your
coming.
stuff
Like,
be sold out.
you know, he did a good show the last time, and they'll bring somebody extra. You know, they'll bring new fans.
This is true. This is
You
true.
get me?
This is
So
true.
I'll advise artists to just learn as much as they can about music itself, about your vocals, what kind of vocals you have, your range, and be truthful to yourself and have truthful people around you that can tell you if this is cut out for you, because you don't really want to waste your time doing something that you're not good at either, because you can be a manager, you can
Yeah.
probably more cut out for. You don't have to be a front man. You could be something that you're really cut out to do, you know.
True. I'm so glad you're breaking it down
Levels,
like that, because
there's
there's
levels to
levels
it.
to this.
I've been doing it since I was 11, 12 years old. Yes,
Yeah, you have.
I knew what I wanted, and I didn't know that my father was a singer. So it's actually in my DNA. I have a son that could sing.
Yeah.
You don't love it like me, but he naturally is a singer. Yeah, so I've never done vocal
See?
training. I've never done voice lessons. I've never done nothing like that. I would just.
See?
But some people
See?
has the vocals
Better
where
than
they could
you.
just develop that vocals. You know.
I love that. I love that. You guys, this is Mr. Easy. You check him out, his YouTube. You Google him, Mr. Easy. Everything pop up everywhere. You can't not see him. This is a veteran, a legend in the game. I thank you so much for coming on Chit Chat
The
Radio again
official
with me.
Mr. Easy on the Instagram. Yeah, check me out. So Chit Chat Radio. Pick up on yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you so
yeah,
much. Flair, big up yourself.
You
Well,
don't
thank you so
know.
much.
Kenja, big up yourself. Doctor. Yeah,
I
man.
just caught baby.
Bad man about now. The high grade. Man. Keep that big
Yes,
crazy
thank you.
on. Big up. Thank you.
Oh my God, he's still
Much
great,
love.
guys.
Yeah.
Listen.
Okay.
Yes.